This year's derby, which takes place this coming Saturday, is still proving an impossible task. Last season's derby winner Sea Stars brought a premium form to Epsom, and many tipsters predicted his success. This year, however, it is a more open contest, and half a dozen horses share a similar profile, having won their trials. But question marks still remain over most of the runners, especially the Aidan O'Brien string. So, Paul, there's been a lot of movement on the markets this week, with Jan Vermeer now the favourite for the derby in front of St Nicholas Abbey. So, what is going on at Ballydoyle currently?
Answers on a postcard, please, Lewis. It would appear that Johnny Murtagh is having doubts, and frankly, the only surprise is that these are doubts outsiders have been having for some time when you're thinking about St Nicholas Abbey. In fact, ever since he ran in the 2,000 guineas. And I don't care however you dress it up. He was sixth at halfway, he was sixth in the finish, the first 5 changed throughout that period, so why couldn't he get in the finish?
Yeah, I literally couldn't believe that he actually was still favourite for the derby after that run, but why is Johnny Murtagh suddenly starting to have doubts sort of on a personal level now about St Nicholas Abbey?
Well, outwardly, he rode St Nicholas Abbey in a gallop on Friday, and in the words of Aidan O'Brien, it wasn't as scintillating as usual.
You said that's quite a bold statement to go to the press with that comment. Do you think there's more to it than that?
Well, it's hard to say, but the vibe after Jan Vermeer won the Gallignor Stakes at Leopardstown last weekend was very much that Murtagh was really very impressed.
Yeah, so there's definite problems then for Johnny Murtagh on a selection sort of point of view.
Well, yeah, he would call them, or he did call them, high-class problems after Kate Blanco won the Dante. But then he said that if the St Nicholas Abbey who won the Racing Post Trophy turns up at Epsom, the rest are running for places. Now he seems a lot less sure.
But he's actually ridden all of the 4 Aidan O'Brien mains chances for the derby in races before, hasn't he? So what's going on? He must know which one's the best one, you'd think.
Well, there's 4 horses in the mix for him. You've got St Nicholas Abbey, Jan Vermeer, Midas Touch and Kate Blanco. And Murtagh's ridden them all, but he's only ridden them just the once each this season. And when you think about it, that's not a lot of evidence to work with when you're making the biggest decision of your year.
It sort of interests me why O'Brien has so many entries in the derby. He's run, I think there's a statistic here, 41 in the last 12 years, which is an incredible statistic. Why does he choose the derby?
Well, it's partly the sheer scale of the Ballydoyle operation. I mean, O'Brien started this season with, I think, 38 colts still entered for the derby. Now, to put that in a little historical perspective, for those slightly younger than others, Vincent O'Brien, who was his predecessor at Ballydoyle, won the derby 6 times, so he must have known what he was doing. I don't think he ever had that many 3-year-olds in training at any one time. These days, Ballydoyle and Coolmore, and they supply most of the bloodstock, obviously, for there. It's all about producing stallions, and obviously winning the derby is a major part of that. And O'Brien is almost haunted by the worry that he might leave the wrong horse behind. And that's why he ran 6 in the race last year, because they all had perfectly reasonable form in derby trials. He wasn't going to take any chances, load all the cannon, and okay, they missed.
Yeah, ran into Sea Stars there, unfortunately, didn't he? So you say it's all down to Johnny Murtagh then? He's got the big decision, hasn't he?
Oh yeah, and don't forget, he's haunted by an equally big worry of if he picks the wrong horse, and he has experience of being the beneficiary of this. Back in 2002, Michael Kinnairn was stable jockey at Ballydoyle. He had a choice of only 2 real contenders to ride. One was Hawkwing, the favourite, the other was High Chaparral. Now, not surprisingly, Kinnairn decides, I'll stick with Hawkwing. What happens? He's beaten 2 lengths by High Chaparral, ridden by one Johnny Murtagh.
Yeah. So, just a quick mention to St Nicholas Abbey. If he doesn't make the derby, where will he go from here, do you think?
Do you know what, Lewis? I wouldn't be that surprised if he doesn't run again, and the next time you see him might be on a Coolmore stallion brochure.
Seriously, a horse of that quality as a 2-year-old surely can go out of racing, surely.
Well, if he doesn't make the derby, if he hasn't trained on, you're only damaging his reputation then. And it wouldn't surprise. I'd say I could be wrong. Yeah, we'll see.
Okay. So who will Murtagh pick then, over the 4 that he's got at the moment?
I think he's going to go for Jan Vermeer. He did it well on his one and only start this season. Don't forget, he was given the rest, I think, £7 as a penalty. Yeah, right, and the reason he was carrying the penalty, he won a Group 1 race in Saint Cloud last November, where he beat Midas Touch 4 lengths, I think. That looks good to me. Yeah,
that's a good case. Can't really disagree with that. So Paul, put you on the spot. I know it's only Monday. It's a bit of time to go yet till the derby on Saturday. But who will win? Who's your pick?
Johnny Murtagh's asked for extra time, Lewis. Come back on Friday and I'll tell you.
Bottled it. He's bottled it already. But
not yet. Just come back on Friday.
But stay tuned here at better.com, where, as Paul mentioned, he will reveal his selections, hopefully, for the Oaks and the derby at the end of the week.